Good morning, it's video Devo time. My name is Jessica, one of the pastors at Twin Lakes, and I hope your day is off to a great start. So the other day I was picking my kids up from preschool when my daughter Clara, who's 2.5, said, Ren is doing that thing that I did. And the teachers and I didn't really know what she was talking about because there's not a lot of detail there. So Nikki, the teacher, asked her a few more questions. And she said, Ren's doing the bad thing that I did. And she pointed to this laminated sheet of paper, to which we were like, oh, Ren was taking this laminated sheet of paper that they use a dry erase pen to mark off the names of the kids who have been picked up, and Ren had erased the names, and so it was hard to track who'd been picked up. And in telling on Ren, Clara was also telling on herself, right? Now, my daughter, she is not a stickler for the rules. She's not a rule follower by any means, but she is highly interested in making sure that other people follow the rules, right? For example, we were reading a book the other day at home, and it's called The Penguin Who Hated the Cold. And I read the title of the book, and she emphatically said, "We don't say hate." And I was like, well, again, you're not wrong, but it is the title of the book. So she, no matter what words she uses, she really likes to point out when other people, myself, my husband, my son, are not using the words that we're supposed to use. And you know, if I'm honest, I'm a lot like Clara. I just hide it a little bit better, right? I am all about pointing out the faults of others while blissfully ignoring my own character flaws and poor choices. And you know, it's very similar to what Jesus talked about in the Sermon on the Mount, where I ignore the plank in my own eye to look for the speck in my brother's eye. In Romans 12:3, the Apostle Paul writes, "For by the grace given me, I say to every one of you, do not think of yourself more highly than you ought, but rather think of yourself with sober judgment." And what a great reminder, right? Like, it's so easy to go to either extreme, to either think highly of myself and put myself above others, or to think lowly of myself and beat myself up and that I am worse than others. And I love that Paul tells us to consider ourselves in sober judgment. In the New Living Translation, it actually says, be honest in your evaluation of yourself. Rather than concerning myself with what anyone else is doing, I need to honestly evaluate what I'm doing, right? I'm only responsible for my attitudes and actions, not those of others. And when I take time to sincerely reflect on myself, I once again find that I am so incredibly grateful for God's mercy, grace, and forgiveness because I know that I need it. And when I realize that, I am also more likely to extend that grace and mercy to others because we all need God's grace and mercy and forgiveness. So I hope today, I just want to remind you of that this morning, that you have received God's mercy, grace, and forgiveness. And I hope you have a great day.